Hey you guys, so I'm going to be showing you guys my pot roast recipe that I love a lot. Okay, I know you guys make y'all pot roast different than maybe I do, maybe the same, but we're going to jump right into it. So of course I just start off by cleaning off my counter because it has some crumbs and stuff with me and baby girl had a snack earlier that day. So I started prepping the counter, making sure that everything was clean because I knew I was going to be using this little space right here to basically chop up all the vegetables, put the meat out here. So yeah, y'all. So that's what I was doing. Yes, y'all. I ain't got no bra on. When do I ever have a bra on? Mind your business. Okay. So I let this roast cook. I started the roast at 2 o'clock, and I let it cook all the way down. It was from 2. I let it cook to about 7. So that was about 5 hours. I think it was like 4.5. I think, or like 45 minutes, but it was about 5 hours. So I took out my Pyrex dish. I got a medium-sized one because I didn't get I did get a fairly large roast for it to just be 3 people eating it, but I got the correct size. It wasn't too big and it wasn't too small. So this is me getting my drink because I know I'm gonna need me a little drink. So I got me this nasty black cherry. I always start off with the nasty ones first because, yeah, all the good ones gotta save for last. Of course, y'all, I broke my thumbnail. I don't plan on getting it fixed. My vacation is over. So I'm about to guzzle this beer down. My little fuzzy ass gonna get them potatoes. I got them Yukon golden potatoes and some carrots. I used some celery. I used some onions. I used all the good stuff. Now, I forgot where I put the onions. I left them on the damn table. So I went and I grabbed some onions from off the table. I used 3 medium-sized onions, yellow onions. I didn't use white ones. I used the little yellow golden ones. And so I went over there and I was washing my meat, y'all. Yes, I washed that roast. I had to. And I pat it down. I don't see how people can wash their meat and then, not pat it down after they get done washing it. When you're washing off big pieces of meat like that, chuck roast and stuff like that, it holds a lot of water on top of it. So I went, rinsed off the meat, patted on down with a paper towel and everything like that. Made sure I got most of the moisture from off of around the Pyrex dish and everything like that because I am going to be adding my own little flavors, so I don't want another watering tampering with my seasonings. So I chopped up my onions in chunks. Fairly easy. I already know y'all know how to chop or whatever, but I could do a video of me chopping up vegetables. I don't know how to chop, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all was just chopping up the onions and everything like that. This shit right here is so therapeutic, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. I love to cook. So therapeutic, y'all. I was backing up, waving my hand because my eyeballs were singeing out of my fucking head. So I went back, jumped right in because I was like, this is my last onion, so I'm just go ahead and chop this bad boy up real fast. So I get done with that. I bust open the baby bag of baby carrots. You know what I mean? They were fairly clean for me, so I didn't rinse them. I never really rinsed the baby carrots because they've never given me an issue if I didn't rinse them. So I already know I'm gonna hear some motherfuckers. Oh, I still wouldn't rinse them. Shut your ass up. Everything is going in the motherfucking oven on fucking 350 degrees for a good little minute. Then it's gonna get turned down. Yes, y'all, that's how I like to cook my food. I will turn my food up high for a couple hours, and then I will turn it down low for the remaining of the time. You know what I mean? Because I want to keep that moisture, that juices, keep the juices flowing in there. So yeah, I went and rinsed off my Yukon golden potatoes, and I cut them in I cut them in halves. Then I had a bigger one, so I cut that one in 4 so that it can evenly be cooked. And then I went and I had some celery sticks because I thought I got some while I was at the grocery store. I didn't, but I had found 3 little sticks. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it work. So I went ahead and chopped it all up, chopped it up. I think maybe about an inch. It was about an inch. I cut them in like inches. So, yep, I did all of that. You see them little 12 pieces of celery? Yeah, I know. So yeah, after that, I went ahead and put up the rest of the veggies that I did not use. Don't worry about my hair, worry about your own. So I pushed it off. So I grab my meat because I like to season my meat before I throw in my veggies and everything like that. Because I don't season just the top of my meat. I season everything. So I grabbed me some adobo. I had some beef and onion mix. I grabbed some garlic salt, some red pepper flakes, got some cayenne pepper. That is just regular garlic powder. There's onion flakes. That's black pepper. And I had grabbed my Worcestershire sauce, my red wine, and I had grabbed some Goya, 1 pack. So what I like to do is I like to make me a little rub. So I start off by opening it up and busting down 1 whole pack of that Lipton beef onion mix. Poured it in the little mixing bowl that I have and just started lightly seasoning. I think I put about at least a teaspoon or a table. I think a teaspoon is smaller than a tablespoon, but I put like a teaspoon of everything in there. Some people like their roast spicy. Some people, like to keep it, just savory. I put a little bit of spice in there. You couldn't taste it overall because it got balanced out throughout, the meat and the veggies that were in there. So, but it was fairly good. I wasn't too worried about it being spicy anyways because I have a baby and I didn't want to make it too extreme. So I took a little mixing spoon and I just started mixing up the mixture. Yes, busted some powder all in your face. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I take the mixture and I just start sprinkling it on. Then I was like, you know what, fuck the spoon. Let me go ahead and pat this bad boy down. Then hit that side, pour it in my hand. Want to do a little sprinkle action, trying to pat that bad boy, trying to get it all over the place. Get it on the sides, get it everywhere. Kept flipping it over because the seasoning was falling. Then I was like, let me go ahead and put some seasoning right here. So I took my carrots, my celery, and my onions, and I went ahead and set them in there because, the carrots, that onions, that celery, it has flavor of its own. So I wasn't too busy and worried about, putting no seasoning on them. I will sprinkle a tad bit, but them juices and them flowings, once they start getting into that roast, oh, it's gonna make it perfection. So what I like to do is keep a little bit of my seasoning, and I like to sprinkle a little bit on the top of the meat, and I like to do a little bit on the potatoes, and I like to mix the potatoes around. Yes, I do. Okay, your mama, don't say nothing negative. Okay, your mama. But yeah, y'all, I had put them potatoes in there and everything like that, pushed them around, everything like that. I like to fill my Pyrex dish up because right now it may look like I'm overflowing it, but I'm really not on the sides because everything's going to cook down. The onions is going to turn into nothing. That celery is going to turn into nothing. Them carrots, they're going to still be there, but they're going to be al dente than a motherfucker. Okay, so I was putting some Worcestershire in there. Then I took this red wine. I love to taste the red wine to make sure that it's the correct red wine. Nothing too sweet. I ain't putting no sweet ass red wine in that damn thing because I was trying to find a cheap ass red wine because I didn't want to buy a big ass bottle because I'm not a wine drinker. So I put about a half of a cup or 3/4 of a cup of that red wine all in there, and then grab me some foyala, and I went ahead and put it in the oven. Now, these Brussels sprouts, I got a bag of Brussels sprouts, rinsed them, cut them in halves, and I sprinkled a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. Well, not salt, garlic salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, oil, and some onion flakes. And I believe I put a tiny bit of slap your mama, or I think it was a tiny bit of sazon. And I just kind of mix it around, put my hands on it, just try to make sure that the flavors were stuck and would seep it into, the little slits in between, that Brussels sprout. If you cut it open, it looks like a baby cabbage. So I was just making sure that it was all good, flip this one over, just make sure it has some extra seasoning on it. And I just spread it on out. And then I popped this in the oven, and I put it in the oven at 385. And it was in there for about a good 20 minutes. And they were just right. So yeah, y'all, that's how they look before they got cooked. I don't have a video of them cooked, so I'm so sorry, you guys. But I do have a photo, so I forgot to make a video of me plating everything, but those are some cheddar bay biscuits that I made with it, and everything was delicious.